Welcome to Coffee with the Dean. Today, second-year student Kanomé Jones joins me for coffee. Before coming to UCI Law, she graduated from Missouri State University with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in theater acting, and then she went on to an artistic career in Chicago, where she worked as a casting director and producer for both storefront and larger theaters. She was born and raised in Tacoma, Washington, but calls Little Rock, Arkansas her home. Kanomé, it's great to be with you.
It's great to meet with you too.
So I've got to start. Congratulations. I've recently learned you've become the first Black editor-in-chief of the UCI Law Review, and that's a tremendous achievement. What does it mean to you?
It is very exciting. It's very exciting to be in a position of just immense change and import. The Law Review, it's important to legal education and legal institutions, and because of the diversity issues that do exist in the legal profession, I feel really excited and honored to occupy a position here at UCI on this law journal that will just continue to create opportunities for other people who look like me, right? My background in the theater and in the arts, I know that representation matters. It's important for people to see a version of themselves in positions in order to know that it's possible for them. And so if 1Ls are looking at me or admits are looking at me, knowing that they can occupy these leadership spaces in law school and beyond, I'm happy to be here.
Well, congratulations. That's
Thank
really
you.
exciting. I'm looking forward to what you're going to do next year, because I think it's going to be a great year.
Yes, it will be.
Well, so you mentioned theater background, so I've got to kind of dig into that a little bit.
Yeah.
How has that helped you in law school? Do you think it makes a difference?
Yes.
Well, tell me how.
It does. And in fact, I've been learning both here at UCI and even when I'm out talking to other lawyers, is that when I tell them, I'm like, oh, I have a background in the theater or I worked in Chicago, everyone has been saying there's been this interesting migration of like actors and artistic professionals into the legal profession. And they're like, what is that about? And I say, first, like, if I think about my theater education, it was speech, like learning how to control the body and breath. It was interpretation, learning how to interpret text to bring stories to life. And it's communication and learning how to connect with audience members, work within ensembles in order to bring a product to life. And so those three skills absolutely transfer over to the legal profession, where I've been able to use my voice, I've been able to use my interpretive skills in reading cases and writing briefs, and most importantly, learning how to work with people. Lawyering is not an isolated task, as I've been learning in my summer jobs, and I'm doing an externship right now. It really takes the input and effort and intention of a lot of different people in order to create a product. And in this instance, because legal advocacy necessarily impacts somebody's life, I think that work becomes that much more important and that much more immediate. That theater has been able to really give me such a fantastic foundation to do this work.
Yeah, it's hard to underestimate the importance of communication skills as a lawyer, I think. You know, you mentioned you're at an externship right now. So what are you doing now? And then what plans do you have for the summer?
Yes, so currently I am externing at the Central District Federal Court in downtown Los Angeles, Judge Kronstadt, and that has been an amazing experience. And I am in 2 classes. I'm in guilt, I'm in trial advocacy, because I wanted to take this semester and really spend time in litigation, because I'm trying to answer that quintessential question that is presented to all law students. Well, what are you going to do? Which practice areas are you going to work in? And I get the wonderful opportunity this summer to really hold my litigation and transactional experiences. I will start at Millbank LLP in Century City and be able to rotate to their various practice groups, and then also will return to Gunderson Detmer, where I spent my 1L summer to work more in their transactional group. So I'm really excited to just keep exploring.
I have to say, when I look back at my own law school experience, one of the best experiences I had was externing for a federal judge. It was just such a great training experience. And
Yes.
okay, without revealing things that you're not allowed to reveal, what have you been working on?
Right. Well, I'm able to, one, just like write bench memos, write drafts of the orders in partnership with the clerks, and also just able to attend hearings. Like, I get a front row seat to lawyering. I get to watch lawyers do oral arguments on a variety of motions, and I was able to even take a particular motion, go through the facts, construct it, write the bench memo, which is what the judges uses to make their preliminary decision, write that, attend the hearing, hear the attorneys do the arguments, and then actually go and confer with the judge and the clerk to talk about, like, did those arguments impact their opinion? And it was such a wonderful process, again, about taking something to the end, and the clerk did allow me to, like, take a first draft at, like, the overall order that they would be issuing to the parties. And so I am one of the things that the externship is inspiring in me is confidence and excitement about entering the legal profession, because I'm seeing people, I'm like, oh, I can do this. Great. It's becoming less scary and less, like, mysterious in terms, like, the law is mysterious.
Yeah, we're fortunate. There's so many good judges in the Central District. And so it's a great place to get good training and mentorship and a nice experience.
Yes.
Well, so, I know you're a first generation law student, and
yes.
I am too, or I was when I went to law school. What would be your advice for other first generation students that are either thinking about going to law school or have just started, their path? Are there tips or things you would convey?
Well, first, if any person was considering going to law school, I would say absolutely, you can do it. Whatever background, whatever skill set they have, I said, yes, please take that and bring it into the legal profession, because I'm learning that the diversity of experience is actually what makes the legal profession really rich. And second, for students who are starting their first year, I've had the privilege to be an admissions ambassador. I'm a community fellow. I also am a research fellow, so I really enjoy working with first years. And the advice I would give them, one, it's just breathe.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Always a good tip.
Yes. Breathe and just dive into the experience. I think I came in to law school with some preconceived notions about what I was going to experience, what I was going to think. Trying to focus too much on what is right and what is wrong. And one of the things that the second year does is it really sort of opens everything up. And I'm just like, how about I just sit back and enjoy what I'm learning and what I'm taking in, and toss up all of the questions and move on from there. And so I've been encouraging a lot of the first years. I'm like, it's gonna be okay. Do what you can do. Engage with the material. Find what works for you. Study skills are different, and continue to just talk and engage with people, and you're going to get through this. Like, you will get to the end.
I think that's great advice. It's sort of slightly different, but maybe tied. What inspires you?
I think as a first generation, like my family inspires me. My mom, her necessarily sacrificing a lot so that, like, my siblings and I can have access to these opportunities is really important, and something that I hold. And then just continuing to take what I'm learning here in the law and being able to go and communicate it with folks who are not in the legal world, like my partner and my friends.
What's your favorite part of being at UC Irvine School of Law?
One of the reasons that I know that I chose UCI Law to come and do this rigorous, hard work is because of the community and because of the environment that very much felt like not only can I curate and craft an individual experience, I will also be supported by both the administration and the faculty and the peers, and sort of this, onion layered
Mm-hmm.
space of support. And so I've been able to feel that and experience that in all of the spaces that I hold here at the school. And yeah, that's been really exciting to be able to chart my own course and engage in the changes and the conversations that everyone's having, because UCI Law is, still a newer law school, that I'm like, yes, let's do the work. Let's dive in. Let's see where we can grow. Let's see what we're doing well, and just continue to keep having these conversations.
Well, thank you for spending a little time. It's nice to have you on
Yes.
Coffee with the Dean. So
Yes.
let's do a cheers. And
Cheers.
thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us today. Tune in next time.